Hey, what's going on, guys? Chuck the Cyber Cuck here, and with me today I have MJXTV, or formerly known as Geekless TV, and we did a collab before on Goku Black, What It Feels in Determinate Power, so, here we are again with another What If, and this one was pretty interesting, looking at Jiren just pretty much made us think of a lot of possibilities, and how the series could go, or how the series could have gone if this would have happened instead of that. As you guys have seen, the title is going to be on what if Zamasu took over Jiren's body, right? And now this is really interesting because we know Jiren is ridiculously strong, and I mean, in the most recent episode, he showed something really damn insane. We still have no full explanation what happened with that, but I mean, this is crazy what the possibilities could have been if Zamasu could have taken over this guy. So, MJ, go ahead and start off, and what you think could have gone down, how Zamasu could have been able to know about Jiren himself, and how could have the events turned out differently.
Jiren defeats Superman. Don't at me. I just wanted to get that out of the way. But anyways, so we're gonna be talking about Jiren and what if Zamasu took over his body. It's kind of weird because if I remember correctly, in episode 82 after the Topo fight, Beerus remarks that he had no idea someone this powerful was in Universe 11, and then he's even more shocked about Jiren when he sees Jiren. So would Zamasu even really know to check Universe 11? That's a bit hard to say. I guess if we're trying to just say, if he knew about Universe 11 and he knew about the Pride Troopers and he knew about Jiren, then he goes to take over Jiren's body. That's his main thing. He concocts the Zero Mortal plan. It's the same way that he did it before, just instead of making the wish to switch bodies with Goku, he switches bodies with Jiren. Now, that's huge, bro, because people may bring this up. I see people bring this up. People have been saying that since Jiren meditates, that obviously he trains. So there's that. So I'm not going to say that Jiren would be weaker than what he is now, because even if he was weaker than what he was now, it's only been like a year, maybe less. I don't think the dude would have lost that much power. So him taking over Jiren would have been way better than taking over Goku.
Yeah, it was so bad for them, dude. It would have been so bad for them.
Because like I said, even if you want to say that Jiren trains 24/7 or he meditates 24/7, and you want to imply that he was weaker a year ago, he's not going to be that much weaker than what he is now in the Tournament of Power. So with that being said, Zamasu taking over Jiren, he anal rapes anybody, bro, that would step up to him. It's like, well, but what are your thoughts, though? Do you think he would have to get accustomed to Jiren's body like Goku's, or because I've seen people use the theory that since Saiyans use transformations, that's why it took Zamasu a bit longer. But what are your thoughts?
Well, the thing is, like with Zamasu, he was able to pretty much replicate Goku's style. He was able to gain mastery of instant transmission, the Kamehameha, which I mean, obviously not everyone has already done, anyways. So y'all trolling, but yeah, he was able to pretty much replicate his style. But the thing is that even though Zamasu had his body and all that stuff, he still couldn't do Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3 or any of that yet. He had to pretty much get beaten by Goku and come back to use Rose, which is pretty much his version of Super Saiyan within the anime, and that guy confirms this. So, but in the manga it's different. It's actually implied it is Super Saiyan Blue equivalent, but obviously the manga is different from the anime.
Fuck the manga.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if we look into how Jiren is, this strong already, you could actually argue that Zamasu, instead of taking the bitch ass route and killing the Kaioshin, he would actually kill the Gods of Destruction directly because of how strong he is. Because Whis and these other guys said that he's on that level, if not superior, to Gods of Destruction. And Beerus was like, "Oh shit!"
It's beyond comprehension, bro. If he would have taken Jiren's body, because like you said, he would have went straight to the Gods of Destruction. The only God of Destruction, I guess, that would have given him some trouble is, I guess, Beerus, because if we take the manga route, supposedly Beerus is superior to. Yeah. In fact, let's talk about that real quick. But I know I'm getting a bit off topic here, but I want to actually make note of this. People who are talking about Gods of Destruction and angels, there's different levels of strength amongst them. They're not all one set of strength. The manga kind of backs that up. It even seems to be implied in the anime too, with Beerus kind of just mentioning that he's number one all the time and not really showing any fear against the other gods of destruction. Also, Champa too seems to be inferior because of his weight in the anime. So there's that, and then the angels too is also implied in the manga that Vados at one point was stronger than Whis, and Whis had to train to reach her level or to surpass her. So I just wanted to point that out there because people I've seen have been confused about that. They're not all one strength level. Just wanted to point that out there. So it does seem like if Jiren went on to fight the gods of destruction instead of the Kaioshin, the only ones that would have given him trouble are Beerus and maybe Kitella, because the manga kind of makes them seem like rivals in a way. So they're probably the only two that would have given him trouble, because it's pretty much heavily implied. No, I think it's actually stated that he is beyond Vermouth. So it's like these guys, most of these guys wouldn't have been able to mess with them, like Vermouth, Sidra, and them, except for maybe Beerus and maybe the Universe 4 gods. So right then and there, you already have Jiren being the alpha, taking out the gods of destruction. What do you think happens with Trunks, though? How does that play out?
I mean, honestly, dude, Trunks would have gone killed the first encounter. like the main reason that Goku Black was getting so strong alongside Trunks was because they kept getting Zenkais of each other, because they were evenly matched, and then Goku Black kept getting stronger than him, and then Trunks was pretty much keeping in pace with him. But dude, Jiren would be like no contest. Trunks would be like dead as fuck right there. But
there's a flashback, bro. Okay. I'm gonna pop your ear. There's a flashback when Trunks is like reminiscing on when he first met Black, and like he's charging Black with like his sword, right? And then they start into a fight. And I'm just thinking, like, if you tried that but you replaced it with Jiren, like Jiren would just glare at this motherfucker and he would disintegrate. Just like, a glare would. It's over, right? Oh my god. So okay, if that happens, then we basically don't get Vegeta or Goku, right, to face off against them, because that means Trunks will never go back into the present to get them, right?
Unless to pretty much stick around with them, then he'll let Trunks go back into the past, recruit them, and then they're pretty much dead as well. They go to the future, they get killed. I mean, they were already having trouble with like Rose, the first encounter. I mean, Jiren is literally on the level of Gods of Destruction, the majority of them, and pretty much beyond like Mugen Zamasu, who's already way superior to original Zamasu, superior Goku Black. So,
okay. Well, what about this though? I'm sure there's gonna be people in the comment section bringing this up. Well, Chuck and MJ, what if they fuse? Okay, let's talk about this. The first time they go there, the Kaioshin and Gowasu are not there, so that means no Vegito. So that means they would have to use Gogeta, and there's two problems with that. One, Gogeta is an inferior fusion, I think.
It is.
And then two, this is a weaker Goku and Vegeta because Goku hasn't gotten his Zenkais and Vegeta hasn't gone into the Room of Spirit and Time yet. So it would be a weaker fusion between two weaker Goku and Vegetas, and yeah, they get murdered either way, bro.
Yeah, here's a good thing though. Obviously, like Goku Black or Zamasu with this case, he didn't have immortality, right? So he was pretty much prone to dying. Obviously, he didn't have the immortal body like the other Zamasu did. And Zamasu did have Jiren's body, then he wouldn't be invincible to anything like that would come across him. So we were to theoretically say that Vegito did appear like after multiple Zenkais. The fight could be a lot closer because the main reason Vegeta wasn't able to finish off Merge Zamasu is because one, he was immortal, and because he ran out of power, he was sticking around. But I mean, for example, if Zamasu and Jiren's body got stabbed, then that would pretty much be really fatal to him, right? Because Zamasu can regenerate, with his mortality. So if Zamasu and Jiren's body was not immortal, then he definitely get hurt if he was being cocky and he just let himself get injured. That's actually another thing. Would he even have the same point? Yeah, would he even have that adaptation that Goku Black would have? Goku Black would get damaged and he'd be like, "Oh, this pain is amazing," right? So he just loves it.
Yeah.
And then he gets stronger. But the thing is, would Jiren also have that capability if Zamasu took over his body? What do you think?
That is true. I would probably be inclined to say no, but I'm pretty sure there's gonna be people who disagree with me. The one thing about Jiren, though, and this is regular Jiren, not Zamasu in Jiren's body, regular Jiren seems to be very cocky and confident in his power. So if if Zamasu took it over, and if Zamasu is that same power hungry, kill mortal Zamasu, he may act like that too. He may be very confident and cocky. So if you have like a Vegito or a Gogeta, whichever one, and they pull out the spirit sword, right? Most likely Vegito, because that's his technique. If he pulls it out and stabs him, even like just one quick wound could be fatal. Plus, there's also the possibility that Vegito could use just a regular Kaioken. I'm not gonna use 10 times or 20 because I think he would just defuse instantly. But he would just defuse instantly. But I think like a regular Kaioken might be doable, where he just doubles his strength, so you can have a full power Vegito Blue that we never saw before because he defused, and he can probably double his strength in quick burst. Very quick burst. So there's also that too. So maybe I did talk a bit too quick there. Maybe Vegito could pull out a win. Maybe if they play their cards right and it goes the way it should be. But if we're talking about first encounter and we really wanted to play it by how it would happen logically, first encounter, I think Jiren wrecks all three of them. You know what I mean? It would just be no point.
Oh, easily. Yeah. Okay. So, for example, with Vegito, we do know that he's comparable to Beerus. I mean, according to the manga, when he charges his full power final Kamehameha, he has power to surpass Beerus, perhaps. And even one of the writers like this could be or could not be accurate. And we know that anime has different scaling, obviously, but we do know that Beerus and Whis felt the power of Astro Zamasu, and then they feel the power of Jiren. And they're like, oh shit, like this guy's ridiculous. And so we do know that Supreme Kai said, okay, this guy's stronger than what we felt before, and Whis doesn't disagree with this because he himself felt like the power of Astral Zamasu or Infinite Zamasu.
Yeah,
Jiren's easily beyond that level of power, but the thing is, we do know that Jiren was meditating that the entire time before the tournament. We know over a year has passed since the Future Trunks started because Bulma wasn't even pregnant yet, and I believe that Vegeta said that the bullet came out later than expected.
Later than usual. Yeah.
So you could say like a good year and a half has passed, maybe even 2 years. If Jiren wasn't as strong as that, as back then I mean, I could definitely see Vegito maybe get the best of him. He goes full power right away. He doesn't diffuse and doesn't dick around. But of course, we know that Jiren hasn't showed his full power yet, so it could really go either way depending on how much power he really is hiding.
It's tough to say, but fusion being what it is, 8 times B and stuff, especially for Goku and Vegeta, they could pull off a W, you know what I mean? I think I spoke too soon earlier. If Jiren and Zamasu, if Zamasu and Jiren's body lets them fuse,
oh my god, dude.
Yeah, they I guess they could pull out a W, especially if they're full power blue and if they have the spirit sword and all their attacks, the Big Bang Kamehameha, you know what I mean?
Wait, hold on. Did you say Jiren and Zamasu? Yeah, did you say Jiren and Zamasu fusion?
No, I said Vegeta. I said if Jiren and Zamasu let them fuse, then if Jiren and Zamasu fused, shit. that would be over, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh man. But I think it would have been interesting. I think that's what we're getting at here. That it would have been interesting to see him take over Jiren's body. I mean, there's also the theory that what if he took over his body? It would have been cool. It would have been cool.
I'm pretty sure you made a video on it, didn't you? Like, what if Zamasu took over his body?
That's on my channel if you want to go check it out. But yeah, we did. We talked about that before, so it's just cool. It's cool to talk about this. What if Zamasu took over so and so, taking over Jiren, bro? That's insane.
Yeah, his plan would have definitely been a lot easier to, pretty much do. He might have been able to even kill all the Gods of Destruction on his own. He didn't have to go the bitch route and take out the Kaioshin. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, we still don't know what Jiren is capable of at full power. But if you guys haven't seen the recent episode, this guy literally countered being stopped in time, dude, by a hit. That's pretty.
I told you guys. I told you. Jiren defeats Superman. Don't at me. Don't at me, man.
Yeah, so in conclusion, this would be a pretty damn good, what if, and, it could have brought out a lot more possibilities within the series, and we could have seen what Vegeta could really do if he wanted to not dick around so much. But I mean, Dragon Ball Super has a lot of possibilities with specific routes, with new characters, and I mean, this is really interesting. I'm really glad we were able to get this out for you guys. I thought it was really interesting to do. Go ahead and check out MJ's channel. He has a lot of great content. He brings out what ifs, power scaling. He does news sometimes, so he mixes it up a lot. So just go ahead and check it out. I'm pretty sure he'll appreciate the growth, and sub to me if you haven't already. And other than that, thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.